Hello there, folks.
Hi there!
So it's another episode of Würfelcast. Today, oh yeah, yet not again. But this one is a rather special one because there's no physical convention of Essen where we usually go. At least I do. Kyle hasn't been there yet, sadly.
I thought about going this year, but it got canceled, so...
Next year.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, folks, if you see any of the blurry images from me or Kyle, it's just how the internet is, how the connection between Estonia and US is, and they are really far away from each other. And
yeah, it's only in the, if I look, yeah, well, we can talk about that later. I don't know what it is, but...
Yeah. Yeah. From each of our sides, we see each other clearly, but there is a certain point. But without further ado, we're here to talk about Essen, which is called Spiel Digital. And we're gonna have a list of games that we got here through the lists made by Eric Martin from BGG. And the list is from BGG. Though I found there's the official website for Spiel Digital. You can create an account and you will also have all this information and list of games that will be kind of published during that time. But we're looking at the list, which is not only Spiel Digital. These are basically releases of September and October, but this is basically the Essen time. And some of these games might even release in November, for example. You can pre-order them during this Essen Spiel through some links, most likely, but they will ship in November or something like that. It's all, I don't know how it's gonna go. So, yeah.
Yeah, who knows? You never really know. I mean, some games I was excited about last year didn't come out last year and still haven't come out. So you never quite know what's going to be released and when. And even if it's featured, it might be in various stages of production. Who knows?
Yeah, and also it's the first time this goes on as like a digital format. So, but we basically each one of us has made a list of 30 games, and then we combined this list together. So overall we got around 50 games, which we're gonna talk about. I think 50, was the number which you're gonna talk about.
Because that's what 30 plus 30 equals.
Yeah, 30 plus 30 equals 50. There were some, there were some crossovers. And but if you think about it, 50 games out of 60 possible, I think we have quite a few different games on our list. So we're gonna look at them. I don't even remember some of the games I put in the list. So
you did it this morning.
No, I created my list long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I was looking at that and was like, I have 30 games on my list. Let's do the video about 30 games. So that was the easiest way, because I usually mark down the games I anticipate all the time when the list comes up. So let's just share a screen of, let me see, the application window. Oh, is there one? Or a tab? Let me see. Do you see it?
I see it.
Do you see any other list? Oh my. Wait, just a moment. I'm sorry. We have to do it the other way. Let's go to this screen and application and loopy, and here we are. Do you see that now?
I mean, I see the website.
You see the website. Beautiful. And now we go to my 50 titles. I'm sorry about this small confusion. Oh, right. Oh, no, we have it. Okay. So these are 50 titles we have chosen. And we're going to briefly go through them, see what they look like. And it's not... Most of these games, and I think, Kyle, you agree, we don't exactly know how they're played, or maybe you have seen or read some rule books, but I look at them as, sounds cool, looks nice, that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think on my list there might have been one that I had played because it kind of came out in Germany and I got it earlier or something. But for the most part, it's just looking in a crystal ball.
Yeah. All right. So the first one, as you can see here, and I'm gonna pull them all out here, is the Jurassic Parts. Really cool pun. Yeah. Maybe not.
I think really cool might be an exaggeration.
Yes.
Maybe
Indeed.
acceptable.
Yeah. Acceptable one. But this one is chosen by me. I remember well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not chosen by me.
No, but this one reminded me. It looks cool. This one reminded me of the Great Dinosaur Rush. You remember? Why it's called Alms. But you collected bones. You went around. You had to exhibit them. This one here, it seems like you are creating those paths and you're splitting the landscape and getting those tiles out. Basically digging and things.
Yeah.
So it's about dinosaurs. The art is cool. It seems to be I don't know, it's multi-layered? No, I don't know what it is, but just looks and sounds cool.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly what it does.
I have looked at this one mostly because of its name. Very
Yeah.
little else. I mean, I don't know. There are a lot of games about dinosaurs, and of them, not all of them are good. So, uh, I don't know. It sounds okay. I might try it if I saw it someday. The pictures didn't really inspire me, but who knows?
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Fayum.
Speaking of games that don't look great, um,
Yeah.
you know, this is one that I put on my list. I don't know if it was on yours.
No, no.
It
It
looked
looks
like
horrible.
graphic design was done by Splotter. Uh,
By a child, you mean?
well, I was saying it looks kind of about the same quality as Food Chain Magnet.
Or the
So,
Golden Ages.
yeah,
Oof.
well, yeah. So it does not look amazing, but I always perk up and pay attention when there's a Friedman Freeze game. Even
Yeah.
if they're not great, they're always interesting.
Yeah.
So, I know nothing about it. I've played most of his other stuff, and I've liked more than I've disliked, and so I'm at least interested in trying it out. His Essen release last year was fantastic. That was Flinke Faultiere, and
Okay.
I think that one's a great one. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Okay, yeah. It seems to be kind of inspired by Power Grid, and it has 257 wooden parts. So you got a lot of wood.
and some pretty mediocre to bad artwork, but
No. Mediocre too. Just delete
Bad.
that.
no. Okay.
Bad. Just bad.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway, yeah. The wooden pieces look okay. Let's just
They
keep
look
that.
uninspiring.
No. Let's go. All right, let's go to the next one. We have a lot of games to talk about. Here we have the Castles of Tuscany. Not on my list.
I guess it must have been
Already-
on mine.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you why. Stefan Feld, and I don't care about Castle of Burgundy. So, that two reasons.
And amazingly, those are very closely related to the two reasons it is on my list. I like Stefan Feld, and I like Castles of Burgundy. So I don't know anything about it, but it looks pretty good. Well, I guess I don't know. It looks okay, but he has a pretty impressive design pedigree, and the game is probably going to be interesting, and it's probably going to be quite popular with the people around here. So I'm looking forward.
I heard Tom Vassell say that, or Rotho mentioned that as well, that this seems to be a Castles of Burgundy for gamers, like a step-up version from Castle of Burgundy. But
I thought that was called Castles of Burgundy, but I don't know. I'm hoping it's great. If it's not, I mean, I think there are very few Stefan Feld games I have disliked. There's only really one I can think of. And the rest have been either mediocre or amazing. So
yeah, look at the description. Basic description is very shy here, and the end is the winner is the person who has the most victory points after 3 rounds of play. That describes every game of Stefan Feld.
No, sometimes it's 4 rounds.
True. You got me there. All right, let's go to the next one. This one is also your minion here.
Yeah, so let me tell you about this one. This one I have played. This game is fantastic. It's an Alexander Pfister game. It is an amazing combination of push your luck dice rolling, upgrading abilities, and kind of a little bit of set collection.
I like
really
the
what
art.
you're doing is rolling dice, and you have to, depending on whether you want to use the yellow, the blue, or the green dice, you get different numbers, and they have different values on them. And what you do is you roll your dice, and you've got your numbers, and you pick one number. So if you picked 4, you're going to set aside all the 4s. And then you can keep going as far as you want. But if ever you roll again, you can't pick anything you've already picked. And if you do, you lose your highest die that was already set aside. So that's where the push your luck comes into it. And then you just use the die values to buy different cards. It's very fast, but it's really quite good.
Okay.
So,
maybe it might be the one I would like as well.
yeah, it's the same artist and the same art and the same world as Carnival of Monsters.
I don't know such game.
A drafting game by Richard Garfield that didn't get a lot of buzz. It on Kickstarter and failed, and then came out by itself. But it's actually a pretty solid drafting game as well.
Okay. Yeah, that might be a nice game, a simple game, and I like the art. I don't like the black borders and the iconography. I just don't like such things on cards.
The icons are super easy, though. I was worried about that, too, because my copy is in German, and I'm always worried about getting a German game that I won't be able to play it with anyone because it's all in German.
Okay.
But it's not a problem in this game. So.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. It's Silver Dagger. And to be honest, it's on my list as well, because I just want to see what different sets they come up with. This one is a standalone, though, is it?
They're all standalone. This is
okay, so you can buy any one. But
yeah,
I mean, like, I'm just...
have one.
Yeah, you have. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I already got this one, but I haven't played it yet, so it's just more silver.
Okay, yeah. If anybody doesn't know, Silver is basically a card game where you have a row of cards in front of you, and these cards have numbers. And by the end of the round, basically, you want to have as lowest numbers in your row as possible, and as few as cards as possible as well. So you want to have the lowest score. But all of these cards, you draw cards from the center of the table, all of these cards have some special abilities that interact with other players' rows, with your own rows. So you're basically rotating, you're switching things, and yeah, you're trying to create that situation. And there are different sets which have, like, there are different animals or whatever they are, the creatures for each number, basically. So you can mix and match and create a different sets of cards for each. And this one is very light, really cool. I wouldn't say it's a filler plus, in my opinion, but yeah, Silver, I really enjoyed this one, and I thought I will not enjoy it at all.
Well, yeah, and especially since we played it on a suitcase at the airport. The one thing I will say about this one that's new, the new roll, the number 13, you see in the corner there's that kid in the animal costume.
Yeah.
It's the furry roll, and it has a great shoot the moon aspect, because if you get exactly 50 points, you get nothing, everyone else gets 50.
Oh. Okay, I see.
It adds sort of, different aspects. Each set is a standalone, but they interact quite well. You've got different combinations. If you like Silver, this is a no-brainer. If you don't, well, then it won't change your mind.
All right, another game from Bezier Games is Whistle Mountain, and I didn't put it on my list because I thought it will be like the Whistle Stop was the game, yeah. But this one, on the other hand, this one looks cool. I just didn't look at it because it was like, oh, Whistle Stop. I don't care about that. But this one looks different. Tell me about that.
I initially thought it was an expansion for Whistle Stop just because of its name. It apparently has nothing to do with Whistle Stop. I thought Whistle Stop was just okay. This one it looks like sort of a pick up deliver type game. It's got airships, it's got resource collection, it looks like a good Euro game with a theme that's barely there, but nice components and a great look to it. And I think, I watched a video or two about it, and it sounds pretty interesting.
This one sounds like, if you look at this one, you have airships, and I think you can upgrade your basically airships, and you have storage system here. This one sounds a ton like Kings of Erin's Team, yeah. And that's where I was like, maybe, because Kings of Erin's Team has had its own flaws, and it never got republished or re-implemented. Or the expansion, which could basically fix the game, but let it be, this game is gone. Maybe Whistle Mountain will do what Kings of Erin's Team couldn't.
Yeah, to be clear, I don't think there's a connection other than the thematic one. I think it's a different designer and has no relation to Kings of Erin's Team. But
True.
You're in the same boat as I am in that I really like Kings of Erin's Team and wish I had more. And this might do a similar thing, but
yeah, we don't know. Yeah. But yeah, what I like there is upgrading and, pick up and deliver, usually pick up and upgrading and the storage system. I like all of that. It seems to be here as well. So, though the different game. All right. So let's go to Cloud City by Blue Orange Games. Cloud City, I think I put it on my list. I don't know if you put it as well.
I don't know if it was on my short list at any rate.
Okay. But this is a city building game. I don't know much about this one. It doesn't have too much of the, as you can see, too much of the pictures as well, what happens there. But it seems like you're building those buildings and you are creating paths in between those buildings on different kind of floors.
Right.
Route network connection and city building just looks nice. It's Phil Walker Harding. That's why I put this one here, is that maybe that's the city building game, that I might enjoy and might have in my collection. Yeah. I don't know. So far, none of the city building games have really stuck into my collection.
Well, from what I can see, this most Phil Walker Harding games, it's sort of one or two mechanisms that are slimmed way down and sort of expanded upon. And the way I can tell it, you're going to place these towers and then you can decide to connect them and you get points based upon the length of the connections. But you can't connect. I think there's some rules about if there's something above or below it, you can't connect it. So there's sort of some kind of a race and spatial aspect to that. It looks very simple, which is a hallmark of his games and a hallmark of Blue Orange games. But it looks simple in a good way, in that it'll work with a lot of people. Okay.
Let's go to Meeple Island. Meeple Island, Meeple Land. Yeah, I say island. This one I had it on my list. You had it in yours as well. Mm-hmm. And this one, I don't know much about this one, but it reminds me of the Quadropolis a little bit, like activating those tiles, different tiles, building up your kind of a city or your town. And reminds me of this.
I think building up an amusement park.
Yeah. Sorry, here is amusement park, but yeah, I get confused by different games. But I don't know, just the theme, the looks, and things it reminds me of. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I like theme parks. That's a theme that I'm interested in. Honestly, when I looked at it, I thought Dinosaur Island. Right, because Dinosaur Island, you have all those rides you're making, but they don't really have an effect on the game. It's more just a way to get people into your park. So this looks kind of like that aspect of Dinosaur Island, in that you're building the tiles and connecting and making the theme park, and I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
That's weird. It says cars here. It's $4, and there's a blue meeple, and then there's the yellow meeple and the toilet. That's
I'm wondering what that icon means.
I'm wondering too. Let's skip that. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so Blue Piper Studio, these were, to be honest, these were like extras that I put here, I just made the reviews of those, and let me give both here a glyph chest and the zullivaut. I had them on my list because I was kind of interested in them. They looked really cool. And then they approached me, do you want to make a review? I said yes, so I made a review basically for Essen Spiel Digital. So I can show it during the mess. Okay, but glyph chess, you have to watch my review, but
I do.
But eventually, glyph chess is something that has this beautiful, cool pieces, and it is a chess-like game where each of what?
The picture looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's a chess-like game where each of your pieces has this kind of special ability based on this card. You have some of them are passive, some of them have to be activated, and you have coins and you have dice. So you're rolling dice, and the dice show you the symbols on them, and the symbols correspond to the characters or the pieces you control. And you can either move them in a straight line, spending the dice, spending the coins with the same symbol, or you can use their special abilities. So, and the winning condition is that there is a scepter, and you need to get the scepter to the center, or you need to destroy the other player's scepter.
Is it a scepter, perhaps?
What?
Scepter?
Scepter, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, my pronunciations are not so good. But scepter, yeah. And
you know why? You know why a scepter is like the stick a queen holds. You know why a queen's wand is called a scepter?
No.
Because everyone else in the kingdom works scepter.
Oh my god. Anyway, check it out. The cool part about this one is, by the way, is that the more the more opponent's pieces you kill, the more powerful your opponent can become, kinda. They have less pieces, but they will get more wilds that they can use. So some of the coins that are representing the pieces that are killed become wild coins. You can use them for any piece, which basically, speeds up the game. Anyway, glyph chess, really cool chess-like game.
Yeah.
And the zullivaut is another small abstract game. As you can see, the board is kind of similar. Yeah, this one is, it has some of the cool miniatures as well. I think it's the miniature pack that you need to buy, though.
Oh.
I mean, the miniature pack you need to buy are for the obstacles, like the seal and the penguin, the emperor penguin. But the eggs and the penguins themselves are already in the box. I mean, extra miniatures, like there are tokens instead of the miniatures usually. But this one is an abstract game. The theme is not there. Look at my review, what's the theme? But basically, you are moving penguins in a straight line, landing eggs, depending on what you move through. And you have some obstacles and movement restrictions. You need to lay down all of your eggs from your reserve.
Okay.
Extremely easy, but the movement, the restrictions, and the opponent can eat your eggs, and you go back and forth, basically, trying to do the cool puzzly moves. So, zullivaut, a really cool, nice abstract game.
Mm-hmm.
Cool looking as well. That's that.
Okay.
Let's go to swantonsuyu, the Inca Empire.
Yeah. This was on your list, right?
No.
So, swantonsuyu is another one in that same list of those games that start with T. You've got Teotihuacan, Sword of Tzolk'in, Trismegistus, Tekhenu, and now swantonsuyu. Mine is on its way. I don't know when it's coming. I ordered it a while ago, as soon as it was announced. This is a company that has games I love, and this is a series that I've found quite enjoyable. So I am excited to try it. I love Turci David. I like his work. It's it's a game that I'll enjoy. I'm hoping the rule book's good. It does look like it looks a little bit better than any of the other games in the series, except Tzolk'in, which is, again, kind of a tangent. But it looks pretty good. I mean, it's got a big
No, it
thing.
doesn't.
Well, sorry, it looks better than Tekkenu.
Okay.
It looks better than Teotihuacan. It looks better
Okay.
than Genesis.
Okay.
So it looks good.
No.
You know,
Anyway, yeah.
for a games audience, it looks good.
As I'm not interested in any of the T games except maybe Tolkien is the one I'm interested in trying. Everything else I just don't. I watched the videos as well. I looked at them closely and I don't know. It's not for me. I want David Turchi to go back to designing cool, heavier games with great theme and not just the mechanisms. I don't want him to become a heavy Eurofeld, you know. I want him to go back to drawing board and do something else.
Well, he does a lot of things. He's involved in so many games.
Yeah, but all he does basically are abstracts. Like this one is another abstract.
He does a lot of solo modes too.
Yeah, true that as well. But I mean, I want him to go and do another anachrony, you know. That's what I want him to do. Yeah.
I'd be okay with him delivering the anachrony that I already ordered.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Glow. This one was on my list, I think, yeah?
Yeah, it was not in mine. I don't know anything about it.
It's from Bombix, and Cedric Chaboussi is the... he made, the Lewis and Clark, the Expedition, and the dice version of that. This one, I don't know, it says push your luck and card drafting and dice rolling set collection, and I'm like, like, looks nice. I don't know if the dice will be like that.
Really?
Yeah, it seems like these are like stickers, but maybe they won't be. But I like the cool art. I don't know, it's just so weird and cool.
Yeah. Did you play Lewis and Clark?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you like it?
Yes, but I had problems. It was dragging. It was long for what it is.
It was long and the icons were crazy.
Yeah.
It'd look up everything.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I know nothing about this game. Based on that design pedigree, I probably would have skipped it anyway. But
this one seems to be a fast one, an easy one, and basically you build your company by recruiting a tribal companions each turn. I don't know. Easy, small, looks cool. I don't know nothing else about it, but Bombix has done many cool games, so.
Well, they usually end up looking good if nothing else.
I don't know. Bombix made Mysterium. Bombix made Historia, for example.
Their
Abyss.
games usually look pretty good.
Yeah.
Not great.
But all of them are great in my opinion as well. I really like all the titles. Mysterium, Abyss, Historia. I will like all of these titles a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go to Curious Cargo, which is on my list and yours as well.
Oh, really? It was on your list too? Okay.
I mean, it is because I haven't played Pipeline. Eventually I didn't play it. And Pipeline was the theme that was really hard to sell to any other one. I mean, like, I was like, should we play Pipeline? No. Nobody wanted to play this theme, you know. Maybe the game was good, but it didn't look so exciting. But this one, this one has, this one has the cargo theme. And I'm working in insurance broker company, and we are insuring cargo and things. So I don't know, it just kind of relates, and you're building up those lines and things, and shipping and receiving cargo. Sounds cool.
I mean, I like Pipeline, so that's why this one's on my list. I think this is like a 2-player version, at least that's what I understood. And I enjoyed Pipeline a good bit. And the best part of Pipeline was building all of those pipes, which it looks like you're doing here as well. And I'm curious about this. I've already ordered it, so.
Oh, okay. So, all right, let's go to Renature.
I think it's Renature.
Or Renature, I don't know. It's your choice. Your choice, You do the work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for most capstone games anyway. I and I think is this is a Kramer and Kiesling game? I think it
Yes,
is.
yes, yes.
And their stuff usually, it's even when they're not at their best, they're usually better than many others. So, their rules tend to be fairly simple. Usually, the theme is kind of abstracted, and I didn't pay a whole bunch of attention to the theme of this one. I assumed it would be barely there. But they've done a lot of things that I've enjoyed, especially back in the early 2000s, and I'm excited to see another game from them. And usually Capstone, they tend to pick the things I like anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, and it looks like a domino with twists.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be, because this is clearly the domino playing. You have 3 tiles, you putting them up, and as you can see, you have to match at least one side. That's domino. We'll see.
That's how I play dominoes. I stand them all up. And
majority. Oh, okay, majority game with dominoes. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's go to the next one. The Loop. Was this on yours or mine?
It was not on mine.
It's probably on mine.
Well, that's the other choice.
Why did I put The Loop? Oh, maybe because of the Theo Rivière. He's one of the French designers. And the card game, the cooperative card game, yeah. I have to look at the playthrough from Dice Tower. I think they played it today.
Oh.
And yeah, I think I like the theme and the kind of a cartoonish art. But to be honest, I don't remember exactly why I put it on my list. It looks cool. Yeah. The Loop, about temporal agents, cooperative game with cards. I'm in. I usually like these kinds of things.
You know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
No.
You know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
Let's go to the next game. Let's break the loop.
All right.
And yeah, it's fine. This one is from Cosmodrome Games and Aquatica Cold Waters, which is not, I think it was on your list. It's not the game itself, it's the expansion for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know exactly what it adds?
No, but it'll add more. And if you don't get it now, you won't get it for a long time, because their stuff never has any distribution.
Yeah. it's the Arcane Wonders are doing the reprint of Aquatica. It's going to be out soon. The reprint for
yeah,
like
but I mean,
the
expansion, even if they reprint it, won't be out for a year.
Oh yeah, it will take a long time.
It's super
new. Several expansions.
I like Aquatica. I didn't even like it as much as you did, but I always like expansions to games I like. So
it was just so clever of a card game with cool abilities that you activate by sliding the cards in. It was just a refreshing mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And the theme, I just like watery themes. What?
And it looked good too.
Yeah, it looks good too.
So
I didn't like. I want to have more scoring opportunities or things like the objectives.
Yeah.
Or something like that, or alternative scoring thing. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to Lost Ruins of Arnak, which is no-brainer for me or you.
Yeah.
But why I put this one on my list, so basically we all know that CGE does thematic Euro games like no other company. It's theirs. This one has engine building, exploration, deck building. This one has a bunch of mechanisms I enjoy. The art, the exploration theme as it is, the jungle things, it just sits with me. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it plays, but I enjoy their titles. I enjoyed The Alchemists, I enjoyed Dungeon Pets, I enjoyed Adrenaline, and what's the newest one? The Sanctum, for example. Mm-hmm. Some of them had problems for me, but they were all enjoyable. But maybe like Adrenaline, for example, I'm not so keen on first-person shootings. But this one, a deck builder with adventure and exploration and stuff, even as a Euro game, I'm in. I'm just in.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same thing. CGE has a pretty strong game design list and history, and I've liked most of their things. Not all, but very few of their Euro games have I disliked. So some of their party games I could take or leave, but this is the kind of stuff that they produce that I tend to enjoy quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking for another kind of a dungeon pets. I don't have dungeon pets anymore for a long time, but I mean, I want to get dungeon pets back, by the way, and I was right now that's the game I would play, and dungeon pets is a very strong title in my opinion. I want this one to be as strong, and if this one suits me well, then I don't need dungeon pets probably.
Okay.
I mean, I don't need too many of the thematic Euro games. So.
Well, I've already ordered it, so I'm hoping that it will arrive soon and be wonderful.
So this one, Under the Falling Skies, or Under Falling Skies, was on my list as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but until I realized it's just one player. So yeah. I didn't know. I was like, oh, CGE.
So this was out or at the earlier stages of various shutdowns this year. I took to a lot of print and play games, and this was one of the ones that was available. And it's a great single-player game. It's you're sort of defending your. It's kind of like those Space Invader games, right? You're defending your base, your underground base, by using your dice allocation, and where you put the dice is going to determine which of the ships is going to move and how they're going to move. And you're trying to destroy, the mothership and survive. And it's a great game for one. And since I'm one, I'll always have someone to play with.
Yeah.
So right. They're just reprinting the print and play that came out last year. I don't remember when it came out, but they're just making it nice. I mean,
it looks cool.
It's not nice.
It looks cool. All right, so let's go to another one here. There are quite a few of them. Praga Kaput. Yeah. Praga Kaput Regni, and this one is from Delicious Games and Vladimir Suchi, his own company, and we all know Vladimir Suchi made the game called Underwater Cities, which I enjoyed a lot. This one looks uninspiring, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it looks like a medieval European town.
Yes. Yes, and that's, oh my god, yet another European medieval theme, whatever. And it seems to have even more different mechanisms and intersections. Looks like a Feld game, basically. But I have a faith in Vladimir Suchi that he will deliver a... Is there any kind of a... There was basically... Oh, as you can see here, it seems to be like you're building up the city with all those tiles, like suburbia style, kind of almost.
Yeah.
Even connecting all those buildings. I don't know. I'm just curious about another title by Vladimir Suchi because I think he can be better for me than Stefan Feld. So.
Well, I like his stuff even more than you do, right? I mean, I loved Pulsar, and.
Yeah, that's where I'm afraid.
I loved Underwater Cities. I mean, those were back-to-back my favorite games of the year. So I'm excited to get more from him. Delicious Games has put out great things. I'm sure I will like it. I'm sure this is the type of somewhat dry Euro game that will really make me very excited.
I mean, Underwater Cities is in my all-time top 10 or top 15. Mm-hmm. I just adore this game, even without the expansion, but I hope that this will be at least as good. But it seems to be heavy. We'll see. All right, let's go to Cloud Age. And surprised, this was on my list too.
Really?
Yes. That's where, I mean, the thing is that...
Were you drunk?
What?
Were you drunk at the time?
I was clouded.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you know why it's on my list, but...
No, the thing is that when I saw the cover, I was like, really cool. When I heard about the theme, I was like, really cool. When I heard Alexander Pfister, I was like, gosh. But wait. I mean, I am willing to give it a go because I didn't enjoy all of the Alexander Pfister titles. But for example, I went back to Port Royal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't enjoy it at all when we played, as you remember. Few years later, I got back to Port Royal, and I enjoyed it. But it seems like I found certain people who enjoyed it as well, and it kind of raised my enjoyment of it. So I thought, like, maybe I'm not so keen on not liking Alexander Pfister, and this one looks cool. I mean, it just sounds interesting. You have an engine building game with kind of a deck building as well, like Lost Ruins of Arnak. Seems like that, and the theme, I like the environmental catastrophe and post-apocalyptic world theme in here. Maybe that's the Pfister I will like.
Maybe. I mean, I have liked, with one exception, I think all of his games. Right. The only one I don't love is Blackout Hong Kong. That
looks horrible as well.
It looks horrible, and it was kind of a stinker. But the rest of his games have been huge hits for me, especially, Great Western Trail, Mombasa, Maracaibo. This is, I mean, it's an easy pick for me. So
yeah,
I hope it's good. I don't know anything, but I'm willing to try pretty much anything he does.
All right, yeah, but Cloudh H sounds cool. Let's go to next one, which is Monasterium. This one is your pick.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but it looks like it's about monastery life. Kind of like Heaven and Hell, but without the pun. And I think you're building a cloister or something like that. It looks like a fairly standard European game theme. And the artwork isn't all that inspiring, but hey, I've long had, in another life I must have been a monk. Because that kind of thing just is very exciting to me.
Or maybe a nun. Don't,
well,
you never know.
Who knows? I can't remember. But it sounded interesting. I'm excited to try it. DLP tends to be a hit for me. This is DLP, right?
Yeah.
I tend to like their stuff more than I dislike it, even though it usually tends to be pretty low quality. But I'm excited to try it and see what it's like. Hopefully it's memorable and not another kind of forgettable game about a million.
I'm sure it's going to be another forgettable game like Rajas of Ganges. We're going to get to it.
That was
all right. Holy Festival of Colors. And this is not on your list?
It was on my list.
It was on your list. Okay. I think... Oh, yes. It was almost on my list, and I skipped it because I was like, looks like a multi-layer abstract game, and I don't know if I want another one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it does look kind of abstract, but it looks interesting, right? That board certainly stands out.
It looks cool. It looks interesting. I would like to try it.
I hope it's not difficult to put together.
Or,
I mean, I'm sure there's no way it fits in the box, but I hope it's easy to assemble and disassemble. That's my one thing. I really would love to go to the Holy Festival someday, but other than that,
yeah, I'm not keen to tickle my brain too much with. Kyle, are you there? Oh, we lost Kyle. All right, so we're gonna. Oh, sorry about that. Let's stop this. Wait, are you there? Do you hear me? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it just cut out for a few seconds.
Okay. So let's get back to sharing the screen. Yeah, sorry about that. Just some kind of internet problems. But we go to the next one, which is from Genius Games, Genotype, a Mendelian genetics game.
Yep.
Tell me about that. I know nothing.
So,
That's not on my list.
first of all, Genius Games tends to have pretty interesting stuff. But this one's about, like, those tables you had to do in high school biology, where you had to take cross the recessive gene by the dominant gene. This is Mendel and the peas and the development of sort of genetics as a whole in a game. It sounds like an interesting theme. It sounds like something that could be gamified really well. And I have ended up enjoying very many of this company's sort of sciencey type games, but they're the kind of sort of simple science that somebody like me can understand.
Yeah. I mean, it looks kind of cool.
Well, the board doesn't look all that great, but the themes the theme sounds very interesting.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
And if I had kids that were in high school biology, I'm sure this is the kind of game that would be useful for helping them learn it.
Yeah.
I still remember those tables, though. I mean, those stuck with me after all these years.
All right. Yeah. So, by the way, sorry guys if I will not answer comments because I cannot look at the comments and stream this thing here. But Kyle can look at them if he wants to.
Oh yes,
we'll see.
Oh yeah, here we go. I see a lot.
Just few. Hello to Rob German, by the way, and thank you for joining and giving your opinion as well. So anybody else can also give their opinion. Even after the video is finished, you can write in the comments what you think about the Essen releases or whatever the releases they are. Anyway, let's go to the next one, because there are a lot of games we need to talk about. Whale Riders, and I think it was in my list. It was my list.
Not in mine.
I put this on my list because it's Vincent Dutray's artwork. I looked at the cover, I was like, and it's Grail Games, by the way. They do tend to do nice games. And I was like, It's Reiner Knizia. I'm not sure about this one exactly, but on the other hand, it's a racing game about whales, so
I'm sure the theme will just come through very well.
Yes. It just looks so cool. I mean, I don't know what happens here, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I saw this one and I thought, well, that's one to play when somebody else buys. I don't need that taking up space on my shelf.
Yeah. All right, so this is your child here, the Bonfire.
Yeah, so this is another Stefan Feld game. He tends to come out with quite a few of these. I know very little about it, but it seems to be about some sort of mystical festival. I don't know.
Just tell me, it's about points.
Yeah, I'm sure the theme will not come through at all, but it looks interesting. The aesthetics are nice. I know nothing. I've heard people talking about it, though. And again, as I said earlier, I tend to like Stefan Feld games. This one is sort of different, right? Whereas Castles of Tuscany is a reworking of an existing game. I think this one's a new beast, and I've heard it compared a little bit to Luna, but that's all I know, and I didn't dig into those comparisons.
It looks kind of like if you've played Merlin. The movement here and the movement on that, or the whatever this board is, I don't know. It's just a mishmash of things with Stefan Feld, but they look very similar to Merlin.
Yeah.
And I was okay with Merlin. I mean, like, I played it, I got my experience out of it, and that was it. And of course, Stefan Feld is just too much of a mechanism guy for me. I would like him to do something great for once. So, I'm on fire today. All right, on Bonfire. Anyway, let's go to Furnace.
Yeah.
On your list?
On my list. So this game looks interesting. I mean, the artwork is quite striking. The box looks very striking. From what I understand, it's a fairly simple kind of bidding and getting special abilities game, and then like taking stuff and turning it into other stuff. And that's the kind of thing I like to do. It seems like it's sort of a mid-length game, not super long, not super short, but it looks interesting. It looks like the kind of game that will be clever and delightful.
Yeah. Same for me. I had it in my list though, and yeah, we see a new trend basically. There are quite a few games from Russia coming out lately. Of course, the Cosmodrome is the one that's leading that. Basically, we see with all of their titles, they are really clever.
Yeah.
And Hobby World has been there for a long time. They published the Ukrainian game called Spyfall. It was from the Ukrainian designer. Mysterium is from Ukraine as well. So all the Slavic countries and things. So we have the Viceroy. Quite a few cool, clever games coming from Russia, and I start thinking that there are quite a few hidden gems there still out there, already published for a few years, that we just don't know about.
Yeah, and this is the same guy who did Smartphone Inc., which is a great game. And so
Oh, he did one? Yeah.
So I'm excited. I liked that one, and this one looks good. So
Yeah, I like the industrial theme as well. I don't know why.
well, I mean, the theme doesn't do it for me, but the artwork looks pretty good. So
All right, let's go to your choice. Clearly your choice. Rajas of the Ganges, the Dice Charmers.
this is a roll and write game.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of all of these roll and writes.
Yeah, but I still keep chasing a really good one. I told you the pinball one is fantastic, and I don't know. I like Rajas of the Ganges to begin with, and I enjoy this. This is by the same designers, I assume, and I like their stuff generally. They're very versatile,
Yeah.
and I just think this sounds interesting. I would love to find another amazing roll and write game. Lots of them end up being mediocre. So I'm always looking for the one that's going to rise to the top. This one's very colorful, and if it has sort of some of the push and pull that Raja's had, I think it could be quite enjoyable.
Okay. All right, Almanac, the Dragon Road. Do you know about that one?
Yep.
From Scott Alms, Colossal Games, and Jack Davis. I think it's a great combo here. Jack Davis, great artist. And this one seems to be a several pages. It reminded me of 504, if you remember. There are I think 17 pages. And each of those pages has kind of a worker placement game or a setup or something like that. I didn't understand exactly. But every page is a different kind of a worker placement game.
Oh.
Yeah. Sounds a little bit overwhelming. I mean, it is probably very abstract. But on the other hand, it's a clever idea.
Yeah, if it works.
If it works, yes. We don't know if all of these 17 are great or good or anything like that. But I'm willing to try it out.
I'm willing to try it too, but I think I'm more hoping that at least one of them is very good. Because, I mean, if you tried 504, it was 504 mediocre games. And none of them really stood out and was amazing. And I'm hoping that in this case, if there's 17 different worker placement games, I'm hoping at least one is really good.
Yeah, I think that there will be mechanisms and components that will transition from one page to the other. I think there will be some components that are overall, and the pages will be like new rules. It seems like that. I don't know exactly.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to Mysterium Park. It was on your list.
Yeah, it's more Mysterium. I like that game. I like the other games sort of in its family. This one says it has 2-player rules. I'm hoping that they're better than the Mysterium 2-player rules, which were terrible. it looks interesting. That's basically all I have, and I'm willing to try it because Mysterium was such a big hit over here.
Yes.
That even though it's kind of fallen out of favor lately, it was. I mean, there was a time when everyone was playing it, and I love that picture on the bottom, second one from the left, with that face made from that gray face made from the trees. That looks fantastic.
Yeah. It wasn't on my list. Maybe because I'm not excited about Mysterium. I enjoy it, but I cannot be really excited. And Obscurio has replaced Mysterium for me, but this one, they told me that this one is a bit different from the usual Mysterium. It might be even more streamlined and faster, it seems.
We'll see. Oh yeah, because well, we'll see. I'm excited to try it, and worst
Sure,
case,
me too.
I'll have an expansion to Mysterium or Dixit or any of those other games.
Yeah, I'm willing to play this one anyway. I like Mysterium. Okay, so here we have Hallertau, which is Uwe Rosenberg. This is your area.
Oh yeah,
Give it a go.
Yeah, I'm always interested. Look, Uwe Rosenberg has been doing a whole bunch of Tetris-style games lately, and I'm excited to see him do something else again. To kind of go back to his more
farming. Yeah.
I mean, he's at his best when he's trying to farm. Look, I don't know anything about it. I've enjoyed many of his games, and usually the bigger games are better for me from him. So this one looks big and exciting. I don't know if it'll be as good as some of his better ones. We'll see. I mean, he's had a few duds as well, and most of those involve placing Tetris shapes.
Yeah, let me tell you what.
This looks like
I would like him to do something else, but not farming and not Tetris style. It seems like he doesn't know what else to do, or everybody's like ordering farming or Tetris style games from him, and he just
combine them. He could do a farming style Tetris game.
I mean, I think he sits on that throne, just grabbing money for all that stuff. I mean, do something else. Go out of your comfort zone.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
do Bonanza again. Whatever.
I need to try Fields of Arla again. It's been a long time. I remember quite enjoying it. And this one, I don't know why. Maybe it's just the name kind of calls back to that. And so I'm interested to see something. Hopefully it's more like that and not just another Agricola.
Yeah. I just want to say, Uwe, please start making something else except these two things and do another Bonanza style game. Do something lighter. Make yourself known as the greatest designer ever, doing various games, not just this.
But
so tired.
There's probably another 200 small German towns that we haven't farmed in yet.
That's whatever. Anyway, Lucky Duck Games has the Court of Miracles. It was on my list, I think.
Yeah, it was not on mine.
Look, I know nothing about this one except Lucky Duck Games has done Chronicles of Crime. So it looks cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, they've done a lot of mediocre games too. But I'm hoping it's good. I don't know anything about it.
It's cool. I know nothing else. Yeah. The Court of Miracles. Let's go to the next one. Next one is, these two titles are from my list.
Mm-hmm.
They're both from Ludonova. The first is Influencia. Yeah, whatever. They're a Spanish company, so Influentia, I think, maybe something like that. But it's post-industrial dystopia in Italy. Okay, they're mixing the countries. Okay, anyway, there's no trick-taking game that has wowed me. There's no trick-taking game that I have liked a lot to keep in my collection. I'm just not a trick-taking game wielder. But
You
this
prefer
one,
trick-turning games?
what?
You prefer trick-turning games?
Yeah, or I prefer some other games, just some other games. Anyway, it's from Ludonova, who made, for example, they made Cosmogenesis, which I really like because it has a cool, different theme, different feel. You were building those planetary systems, and that's why I put this one on the list. It's a trick-taking game indeed, but maybe that's the one I will like. It sounds cool, it looks cool. I don't know much about this one, but the cyber theme and I don't know. Just an interesting approach.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. It was not on my list, so I'm just going to lean on you.
You like trick-taking games?
You know, I used to say that I didn't, but I have come around on that.
Yeah, maybe I will find the one. All right, and the next one is Polynesia, which is from the designer Pierre Sylvester. It's and Ludonova. Pierre Sylvester is the one who made several titles, and one of my favorite ones is The Last Expedition.
Sure.
He also made Wer sind das Volk, The King is Dead, König von Siam, and
Wer sind das Volk was terrible.
I don't know, it seems like his games were, though this game seems to be the highest rated, his games are not so well known and well distributed, but I mean, like The Last Expedition I think was a hit, at least for me, and this one
really
looks, yeah, this one looks abstract, and it's network and route building, it looks cool. Trying to get the meeples on the island might be very abstract, I don't know. I'm just willing to give it a go, because of the company, because of the designer.
Sure.
He does some clever stuff. So this one looks really cool. Polynesia. Let's go to Madagascar with Rapa Nui. It wasn't on the list.
It was not on mine.
Yeah, but it was mine. And Rapa Nui is the implementation of Giants. And Giants is the game that I never got to try. And I really want to try this game.
Didn't I bring it to Estonia once so that you could play it and then we didn't?
Maybe. I don't know exactly.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah. But basically, that's the one I wanted to try for a past year or so. I wanted to go back to some of the Madagascar games. I was like, I should play Giants. And then I was like, oh, there's a new game coming up, Rapa Nui. And yeah, it's Giants implementation, probably better than Giants. We'll see.
Or maybe, hopefully it's exactly the same so I don't have to get another version of Giant.
No, they seem to rework this title.
Okay.
That's why they're coming up with another one. Flick of Faith is something from you.
This is a flicking game about gods. That's really it. I love flicking games. And I think this was an Awakened Realms originally. I think it came out a couple of years ago under their name. I know the designers' names look Polish, and I like most of their stuff. It looks like it's a flicking game, and I love flicking games, and I'm hoping it has a bunch of different kinds of gods, not just boring Greek ones. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, know nothing about this one, but looks cool, by the way. All right, let's go to another one, which is Insider Black, and this is just a black version of.
I think
this isn't my list. I do like Insider, but this one has the new follower role, and it says off limits questions. I don't know what they are. Maybe a big off limits because there is a limit that you have to ask the question for which the master can only give an answer of yes or no, and we played with yes or no or maybe. For example, if you don't know exactly, you say maybe, but because you never know all of the things about stuff. But the new role, more insider, some new question things. I'm in. Sounds cool. And
yeah, I like Insider, but I don't know that I need it again.
Yeah, this one. I mean, it's just an upgraded Insider, and why
With a
not?
bigger box?
No, but I told you there's a new role, and more
No.
roles seems to be better.
Okay.
So
Well, who knows? Hopefully it's great. I mean, I enjoy Insider, but I don't know that it's going to add very much to that game. I think it's probably just going to be more of the same, but maybe more is better.
it seems to be that the follower role is the one that teams up with the Insider and tries to support the Insider during play. Insider role is very difficult in the Insider, and it seems that the follower can balance it out. All right.
Okay.
Soul Raiders. Was it on my list?
Yeah, this was not mine.
Yeah, okay, I see. It's from Marc Andre. Marc Andre is the one who made Splendor, for example, and who made Barony. So
And
he
Marvel
can.
Splendor.
What?
And Marvel Splendor.
Oh, yeah, the one, yeah. And Majesty for the Realm. He makes some really clever games, to be honest. In my opinion, at least. I'm not a big fan of Splendor, but it was a great success. I like Barony. I like the streamlined version of this movement, area control, building up, and I don't know. Barony was such a clever game, such a fast game. I liked it. We have a review of that as well with the expansion. But Soul Raiders seems to be an adventure exploration game. I don't know much about it. Seems to be a bigger one, but it looks cool. All the art, all the cards, as you can see here. I don't know what it does exactly. And this one seems to be like a prototype. I'm sure they're going to be miniatures and things. So,
Of course.
but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know much about it, but this designer has done really cool things. That's it.
Okay.
I like the art. All right, Osprey Games, Merv, The Heart of the Silk Road, and Village Green. Not on your list,
No.
it
I mean,
seems.
no, it's not on my list.
No, but I put them on the list.
I'm surprised it's on yours.
To be honest, it's because it's Osprey Games, and I do tend to enjoy their titles, and I do tend to. They were sponsoring, kind of sponsoring the channel at some point. We were having review copies all the time of their new titles, and we enjoyed them all. That wasn't one of the ways how we would try them up front. And this one, yeah, it looks boring.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't know much about this one, but maybe it's good.
I hope so. It does not look very interesting, but
Osprey Games, they tend not to do heavy games. This one looks heavier, but maybe it's a streamlined, cool version of whatever.
maybe.
A Euro game. I don't know much about this one. It's because of Osprey Games. But Village Green is by Pierre Sylvester, read again, and as he does Splendor, for example, and The Lost Expedition, clever card games. I think this one might be another clever card game, and I do tend to enjoy his card games.
Yeah, that one looks more interesting.
Building up your garden, it just looks beautiful, and why not have a beautiful card game with all these snacks here as well?
No, I don't need those. I remembered a different game called Village of Green, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe it was Fields of Green or something that was a re-implementation of one of those, some space game, I forget it.
Card drafting game, Fields of Green, yes. It was re-implementation of the
Space game.
I don't remember exactly. It was a drafting game anyway.
Yeah, it was a Greek company. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I passed this over because I just saw green and assumed that it was the same game, the Fields of Green, which wasn't all that spectacular. But no, that's
right.
more interesting.
Let's go to your picks here. We have a Troy Dice.
Troyes Dice. I love Troyes, right? I'm one of those people who just I despite how hard that game works or works to make itself difficult to play, I really love it. And if this is sort of a faster, lighter version of it, or something in that world, I think it'll be great. I think, look, if you don't like Troyes, this doesn't look like it's going to change your mind. It looks like it's a roll and write game, which I know I say I don't like, but I also say that about trick-taking games, and apparently I really do. So I'm hoping it's great. I'm hoping it's fun and interesting and gives me that feel of Troyes without all the iconography and long game time and having to explain the rules.
Okay. Then we have Winter Kingdom, the follow-up to Kingdom Builder.
Yeah, this one's just a hope, right? Kingdom Builder was so mediocre, and I wanted it to be so good. And I've heard that this one is better and does some things differently. I'm sure hopeful that it does. I want to love Kingdom Builder, and I've tried to love it so many times. I'm hoping that this will finally let me do so.
I hope you'll find your love. But I don't care about Winter Kingdom.
I mean, if it's just the same as Kingdom Builder, I'm not interested in it at all. I don't need another copy of Kingdom Builder.
Yeah.
But if it does a couple of things differently, makes itself just that much more interesting, then I think it'll be great.
Look. It says even here, it just says, build your own abstracted winter-themed kingdom. Abstracted winter-themed kingdom.
Kingdom Builder was pretty abstract.
But at least they stated right away.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if you're looking for a highly thematic game, you should look elsewhere.
You should go play one. All right. This one was on my list, I think. It's not on yours.
I thought it was out already. I have it here.
Might be out. Might be. It's not out in Europe.
Okay.
There are a few games that are not out in Europe and might be out in US and vice versa. But Clank Adventure Party is the expansion for Clank. I want it for my Clank Legacy because more roles, more unique decks. It's cool. It says Monkey Butt Prime, Dallin Agent Whiskers. I don't know what they are exactly, but Thieves Guilds. I don't know. It's sounds cool. And when my Clank Legacy is done, I had 3 games left still. Mm-hmm. When it's done, I will have a unique board to play with, because I can play it 4th, and that's the Clank Legacy is the one that I think I cannot really implement the expansions of the usual Clank Kingdom. So maybe I can. I don't know, but more decks, more different characters for Clank Legacy is a great addition.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just I haven't gotten into it because I was just teaching a friend to play Clank, and we were starting with sort of more basic stuff and going through the basic games expansions and the different boards. But the other 2 sets, the Alpha Team and Upper Management, they're just sort of unique starting decks with minis, and I think this is more of that. Also, I think it lets you play at 6 players, which I'll never do.
No, I don't care about 6 players. I play Clank Legacy as 2-player game, and it's wonderful.
Clank is great at 2, and okay at 3 too.
Yeah, if I played at 4, it was very much fine as well. With 4, it's more chaotic, and you can see more people dying in front of you. So what's greater than that? But yeah, I want to spice up my Clank Legacy after it's done. Sure. All right, 7 Wonders Duel Agora, or Agora, I don't know.
Yeah, this is just an expansion of 7 Wonders Duel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like 7 Wonders Duel quite a lot. I found the first expansion to be very interesting, but to have way too many icons to be easy to teach. So I'm hoping that this one is good, but maybe not as hard to introduce to new players.
Yeah, I do like 7 Wonders Duel. It's not in my collection anymore because
Because it's too big?
No, I mean, like, as a base game, 7 Wonders Duel was great because it was such a streamlined, simple game, but eventually if you play it too many times, it becomes kind of samey. I'm sure the expansions add to the replayability and the different stuff you can do, But the problem is that just the two-player games cannot really sit on my shelves because I cannot get them out. Usually I play with two more players, so we at least three players. And if I have only two players, then I have a bunch of games that I can play with two, but they are multiplayer games. Like I can play First Class as a two-player game, or Wingspan, or so on. There are a bunch of two-player games I have in my collection. I don't need an only two-player game. It's restrictive for me.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, I'm kind of surprised we're getting another expansion to Seven Wonders Duel. I thought it was done because it came out several years ago. But look, I'm always up for a little bit more.
Yeah. All right. Beyond the Sun. Beyond the Sun is Rio Grande Games. It's on mine and on yours list as well.
Yep.
This one sounds. I'm not like Rio Grande can be a hit or miss, but this one sounds really cool because you are basically advancing your technologies.
Yeah,
it's like a skill tree or a technological tree building, which for me sounds great. I like building, I like upgrading myself in games. So, and this kind of a scientific theme, space theme, I'm in.
Yeah. I agree. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting game. I'm not a huge fan of some of the graphic design on it, but looks like a whole lot of white. But it has one of my favorite game mechanisms, which is uncovering stuff. Yes. And it looks like just the kind of game that I will love, even if it doesn't look great.
Yeah. That's the one that I would give it a go, even for it not looking so great. But I'm okay with the cover, by the way.
The cover, it's after that it looks kind of bad.
Yeah. Looks techy. Anyway, let's go to the Quacksalber von Quedlinburg, the Alchemisten, or the Alchemist expansion for, what's it called in English?
Quacksalber von Quedlinburg?
There's an English title. It's the Quacks of Quedlinburg, yeah.
Look, was this on your list?
No. I've never played Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Yeah, I didn't think you had. I think this is just more stuff, right? I think this is just more things to throw into the game. This is a fantastic game that I have really enjoyed, and it has worked well with so many people. And the last expansion added a lot of great things to it. It added sort of one-time use special powers that you could use throughout the game, and added more of the books, which are the special abilities of the tokens you're pulling out. I don't know what all these alchemists do. I hope they don't make it too complicated, but it's as far as I know, I can say for sure that I've enjoyed both the game and its first expansion. And although this designer is far from perfect, this is a game that he got it really right on. And so I'm really excited to see more.
Okay. All right, let's go to Dive. It's from Sit Down Games. I don't know why I put in this on my list. I think I put it because of the cover. The cover looks great.
Okay.
Like Mono style. But this one seems to be like an abstract game where you have those transparent layers that you put on each other, and you need to kind of advance. You need to dive, and for that you need to kind of figure out on what level what thing is, something like that. Like looking at these transparent lists, like how deep any of these things are. I don't know exactly. I looked at this a lot of text here. And you have to program your movement, but this one, it looks probably like, as you can see, like for example, I see that this shark is few layers down and so on. I don't know, just sounds weird, interesting. That's up your alley, I think, because you like this.
I didn't really even know much about it. The name didn't say anything to me, but that does look like the kind of weird game that I would really enjoy. So
You can see those. You can see the different levels of like laying on each other, and yeah, why not? All right.
A bit of a gimmick, but I love a gimmick.
Yeah, a gimmick. Yeah, that's why I put this on my list. Time Stories, Revolution, A Midsummer Night. Now, many people are done with Time Stories, and many people were disappointed by quite a few of the Time Stories expansions, and I can totally see why. But maybe it's my group, maybe the people I play with, the people who I play with, they enjoy all of the Time Stories, basically. Like, I didn't like one of the scenarios at all. I was thinking that was the Egyptian one, and I liked basically all the others from the first one. I haven't played the Hadal Project, the one from the newer Blue Cycle, and I'm looking forward to that. I do have it, but it just takes a lot of time to play it, and so I don't know. I still like Time Stories, even if some of the endings and things were lackluster. The experience itself that I get from Time Stories all the time, maybe because of my group that I play with, it's always great.
Yeah, I'm out. I have no interest in this at all. I'm hoping it's great and that you will have a wonderful time and can tell me about it someday, but I'm just not interested in it.
Wait, you sound really muted. Like, do you hear me?
I can hear you. I muted and unmuted myself, so.
Oh, yeah, there was kind of a problem with the microphone. That's fine.
Okay.
Probably some streaming problems.
Yeah, I just
all right.
on this one. I'm not interested, so I hope you have a great time with it.
Thank you. All right, we go to Starling Games and Flourish. Was it on my list?
It was, and it was almost on mine. But I don't think it's actually coming out. I think it just finished its Kickstarter and won't be out for another year.
Okay. Why did I put this one on my list?
I don't know. It's the same people who did Everdell.
Oh, yeah, that's probably why. And it looks beautiful. Nature theme, fairy tale. I don't know, it just looks so cool. I think you're building up your garden. Probably your fantastic garden. Dreamy garden.
Yeah,
card game.
I saw it on the list and immediately put it on mine, and then I realized there's no way this is coming out anytime within the next 12 months, and so I took it off.
Okay. All right. Then we have Pandemic Legacy Zero. That's your
cup of
tea.
I have played Pandemic Legacy Season 1 3 times. I played Season 2 once and had an okay experience with it, but Season 1 was fantastic. And this one is the Cold War, this new one, and I love Cold War stuff, and I have a person here visiting me now who will play it with me, and so I'll be able to just shotgun that campaign and really enjoy it. I'm very excited to see what this is like. I've heard good things, and it's, it's something I was going to play no matter when it came out. So I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And the final one we have for today is Tobago Volcano. It's the expansion for Tobago. But bear with me. I don't have Tobago. And I played it only online. On Board Game Arena was the one? I think, yeah. And I wasn't enamored with Tobago that time. But the more I kept thinking about this game, the more I kept realizing that I might need it in my collection. I do like exploring, I do like hunting for treasure, I do like the theme, and it seems to be a family-weight game. That might be the one,
I like Tobago. Tobago feels like the kind of game I should like more than I do. It looks great, right? It's got fantastic components. It's not really a deduction game. It kind of masquerades as one. But I don't know, it's one of those games that I really wanted to like more than I did. But this, when it comes out, it will make me want to give it another try. So
Yeah, because this one adds the volcano and probably more mechanics and things. It makes it a little more difficult. This is the expansion, but that also means that they will reprint. They have to reprint because it's out of print. They will reprint Tobacco, the base game.
Well, I'm not going to buy it again. I hope this is compatible with the old version.
I'm sure it will be, but I mean, like, I don't have, and it's not easy to get, so that's why. But yeah, that's it for our list of games, 50 games or game plus expansions. It took us some time, but let me just stop screening, get ours out of this loop. And I don't know what else to say. It's Spiel Digital, it's on.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm not super excited about an online convention. I didn't find Gen Con online all that interesting. But I am excited about the games, and I'm hoping that they'll come out soon and be wonderful.
True. Though it seems like Spiel Digital or Essen Spiel, they have put more work and hours into this digital convention. It seems like you can roam virtual halls and things, and I think they have organized much more than Gen Con.
Hopefully. I mean, Gen Con online was kind of a bust.
They didn't have enough time, I think.
They didn't have enough time, and the games you could buy were like twice as expensive as you could buy them online the same day somewhere else. So it just was not very exciting. Look, I'm willing to give this one a try if I have time, but
many channels.
We'll see.
Yeah, many channels do streams as well of different games and playthroughs and stuff, and yeah, they do a lot of cooperation. So check out all of those different channels. I don't know, just go to Spiel Digital website and see what happens there. It seems to have a lot of information there. Yeah, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you another time in Würfelcast episode 25, where we will... Hooray! What will we do then?
Talk about games?
Talk about games? Maybe. On some other topics.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah, I might have... I'm looking for more guests to invade our podcast, vidcast. So we'll see if I can get some more. And then we'll have a lot of fun. All right. But have a good night. And for those who are in the US, good evening.
Exactly. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.